But I find it absolutely hilarious. It's going to be a 6-foot+ only party.
Must have been about 20 men in there, guys. And maybe 400 women.
I thought height was the way. And it flopped.
There were hardly any 6 feet men even there, but there were boatloads of women. Because women are obsessed with men.
People are wondering, why would you even go to an event like that, right? Because, I'm sorry, shortkins have been disrespecting us for way too long now.
Time because there was pure gal there. There was no man there. Ladies are saying they got bumped left, right, and blood clots.
This is 6 foot minimum. No one was checking if these men were 6 foot minimum.
I know that this has nothing to do with me, but I find it absolutely hilarious. It's going to be a 6-foot+ only party. I find it even more hilarious that none of my exes were without entry. And I find it even more hilarious that I have a measuring tape on the door. You demons that lie on your profiles and said, yeah, I'm 6'2". You're 5'10". You're 5'10" standing on a box. Why are you lying? Oh my God. This is hilarious. Listen, ladies, anyone that goes to this party, I need you to report back and let me know, was it really the land of the giants? Really the land of the 6-foot man? Because I love a 6-foot man. I love that. I want my neck to be like, ugh. What did you say? What did you say, King? Can I hear you from down there? Yeah, ladies, report back. I need to know all the tea. This party is a violation. Yeah, and the marketing that I've seen for it, chef's kiss.
I saw this and it was the funniest thing in the world to me. Why? Because one, most of us would probably never ever be in London at this exact club, right? So we would never know that there's this club that supposedly we cannot get into because we are not 6 feet tall. But when you first see this, it's something like you could say, oh, I should be outraged about that I can't be invited to this place. But when you think about it, were you really ever gonna go there? And there are so many things that, or places that you are invited to. So why focus on the one place in the world you probably never could go to anyway?
So I've gone to this event with the precedent of thinking every man is going to be over 6 foot. Where they from? Listen, there was this one little piece of something at the top of this wall or section to say, this is 6 foot minimum. No one was checking if these men were 6 foot minimum. You walk in, the wall's there, then you just get a ticket scanned. Because when we went into the event,
I said, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Some of these brothers were definitely 5'10", 5'11". Not Garrett. DJ, bless his heart, do you know what I mean? I ain't gonna shit on the DJ too tough. However, bare technical difficulties, they having tech, and I'm thinking, brother, like, I get more traction in these events in Clapham. More vibes Brixton. More vibes East London. This, especially because it was in central London, you'd think, okay, cool. Like, this is going to be up there with those type of areas. Do you know what I mean? Every minute, can we get a manager? Because the sound system is da-da-da-da-da. 2 shots. £16. I said, okay, cool. We're in central London. 2 shots didn't lick off nothing. Like, Then you have to remember the event was catered to 23 plus. I am at the bottom of that scale. I'm 23. These uncles, and I will say uncles, bold. Bold. You got big, you got this, you got that. But the only thing they have to them is height. Like, it's actually crazy. I went there for a social experiment, so I didn't expect to leave with nothing. Like, I came there for vibes to see what the event was about, right?
Who's gonna tell her?
Right? One baddie comes on the stage. Who's the baddie they bring? Smiley. Smiley. That's what you could afford with Smiley. Not even no Biggie, no Honor. Smiley, brother. Smiley. On top of that now, you've got one little table, couple sofas, you've got chairs over there. All the men were in this little piece of section right by the bar. They stayed over there. Do you get it? If it wasn't for the girls in this party, the party would have been dead. Oh, actually, tell a lie. Big up to the bald brother. He knows who he is. The bald one, and there was one with the locks that were basically like parring in it. Big up to them because I was doing that rap battle with them the whole night. One thing about me, I'm not going to a party to look stush. I'm going to a party to at least try and have fun. Do you know what I'm saying? Event is what you make it. Trust me, us girls and them two brothers, we really tried. We really tried because this event, all in all, it was a flop. I left the night thinking I could have stayed in my blood clot bed. I have never, ever felt like that in my whole years of party. Never. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're playing Whitney Houston in the club. Like, respectfully, it's a good concept. But I think the execution of everything, especially because they changed venues quite last minute. Like, I feel like even if they kept it in Brixton, it would have been better than it. I don't know. Something definitely went wrong. Do you know what I mean? And this is not me shitting on the host at all. Do you know what I mean? He's brought something that has never been done before. Now I can exclusively say I went to a party just catered to people over 6 foot or men over 6 foot. Do you know what I mean? But the energy, it just wasn't there. Maybe because mainly 25, 26, 27 uncles, I don't know. But it just wasn't given what it was supposed to give. And I went with someone who was 30 years old. And she said the party was dead. So you've got a 23-year-old saying the party was dead and a 30-year-old saying the party was dead. So what does that mean? The party was dead. Big up to the girls that were chilling with us the whole time. I'm not going to lie. A couple girls, they know who they are if they see this. Thank you, because...
You know what's wild? This is what you get. Of course it failed. I'll tell you why. There are some, but you don't find a ton of 6 foot party starters. What did you expect? I'm sure you probably had guys walking through, knocking girls over. Like, that was the real alpha males you ladies want. I want a guy that's 6 feet. I want to look up at him. Like, hey, how's the air up there? This is what you get. What were you thinking?
Vibes on vibes on vibes. But the women really made the party. Women definitely bought men's tickets. Women definitely got in there. Men, the whole ticket sellout wasn't solely for the men's tickets. Not at all. And yeah, if you're looking to go to number 2, just take this information in because you're going to need it. Brace yourself. Maybe the second one will be better, who knows. But for the first, you know, like when people say nothing's better than the original, everything would be better than the original in this case. But yeah, that is my review of Land of the Giants. If you guys actually went, let me know what you thought of the event because I honestly thought it was pants. It could have been done so much better. But we'll see for the next one. I will not be going.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you
We don't care.
I will not. I promise you, I'm not going.
Why'd I change your heart? I thought you wanted your man over 6 feet. That's why you went, right?
Our blood clot business, yeah. And what keeps coming up here is the reviews of girls saying that the Land of Giants party was the absolute... These ladies are saying they got bumped left, right, and blood clot centre, yeah? Listen, shout out to Cassiana, yeah, because she did a review on the Land of Giants. And she was talking about she was having rap battles. She was talking about, like, There were leprechauns there.
Yeah,
Like,
of
she was like,
course.
they were letting in man that were like, you know, 5'11", 5'10", all of these sorts of things. He said they had one little piece of strip on the door, yeah, and man weren't hitting that, but they were still letting them in. And then I saw this, yeah.
That was a joke.
These two guys were trying to get...
Now that guy was joking. She's stupid. That guy was joking, but yeah, I did see that in the video.
And then this babe chilling with Toya, listen, she wasn't having a bar of it, mate. She was just like, the promoter, you're rude, because how could you be deceiving girls? Like, girls were dressing up in their nice dresses and this, that. And like half of the men that were in there were stink. Apparently the 450...
You know, but you ladies are losing your mind, right? Because a lot of you are wearing heels. You may be like 5'7" with heels on. You're gonna be at least 6'2". So of course, a guy, he may be 6 foot, he's gonna look 5'11" to you because you got on heels and you're judging him by how much taller than him you are. But if you're 5'7", 5'8", and you got on 6-inch heels, what is that? 5'8" or 5'7"? What's that? 6'2" or 6'3"? Let me see. 1, 8, 9, 10, 11, 6, 1. You're 6'1". So you're looking down at him.
Tickets that were sold, like there was literally just under 200 people in there. She said you went viral. I was on ITV for absolutely blood clot nothing, yeah? She said, girls, if you're going there, because apparently the man's going to do a part 2. She said, if you're going to the Land of the Giants 2, don't waste your motherfucking time, because there was pure gal there. There was no man there.
Of course.
And if they were leprechauns, and they were like, not it. And it was in Piccadilly to make it worse. Toya says she came to see lampposts when really she got garden gnomes.
You know what's funny? And that's exactly why. Even I know there's some guys out there that are well over 6 feet that said, I'm not going to that. They know what it's hitting for. If it's a party to target guys that are over 6 feet, he's thinking these are a bunch of ladies who are still good for nothing, that want what they want, but won't give what they give, what ladies used to give. All right? Nothing but attitude.
Listen, please go watch their stuff because it was freaking hilarious. Yeah, from what I've seen, you know, it didn't go as planned, especially the expectations. But, you know, a good idea. I guess the execution was poor. But, you know, look out for part 2.
For the update, I just want to say you guys missed out. You missed out on absolutely nothing. First of all, ladies,
you know what's wild? I know you guys knew it was going to be complaints, like from here to there, because they want things their way.
the ladies were eating. You know, the ladies were eating. They came correct. And I never knew how much tall women there were. So many beautiful, tall Amazonian women. I was like, wow, these ladies are so beautiful. Just look at them. Anyway, guys, there was hardly any giants, right? So you lot didn't miss out on nothing. We were sold a dream. It was a scam. Can we sue? For, you know, there was hardly any men there. It was like literally 10-1 or 15-1. There were a lot of short kings. Let me not say a lot because there was hardly any men there. But there was a lot of short kings in there. I don't even know if I want to call them kings because they didn't make any effort whatsoever. Like nothing. Like the girls made so much of an effort with their outfits, their makeup, their footwear. They looked so beautiful. And then the man that were in there, I don't know, some of them had on like tracksuit, trainers. They just looked frowsy. And it was so awkward because, well, maybe awkward for them because they were hardly talking to any ladies because there was just too many of us. Anyway, a lot of ladies made the most of it. They were having fun, vibes in. Me personally, I didn't even buy one drink. I didn't buy one drink. What the hell for? What the hell for? Yeah, so it was literally the land of Amazonians. That's what I would brand that event as. If they're selling tickets again, I would advise you all not to go because it won't say nothing. I actually feel a bit embarrassed that I went because people warned me. They were like, this is a scam, right? A couple of people warned me. They're like, it's a scam. This ain't real. And I said, it's good to be real now. We're good to be seen. You know, no, we didn't see any of that. Kai. I actually want my money back. Is it possible? It's too late, isn't it? I can't get my money back. Shit. I will say, though, that, you know, a lot of the girls were really friendly. Their energy was high. It was very high vibrational, you know, like really friendly. And I like that. You know, they can say us London girls can be stush and unfriendly, which we can. But the girls were really nice. Everyone was really friendly with the girls that I interacted with. Really nice, really friendly. So that was like the most positive thing that happened in there. There was a few tall guys. Like there was one tall guy. He looked like he was like 6'7". He was like a jolly green giant, but he weren't really that cute, to be fair. Like, yeah, I could say there must have been about 4 or 5 tall. Actually, do you know what? When I first arrived, right, the bouncer at the door, I was like, that guy was very tall, very fine, one light-skinned guy. Who remembers? Who was there? Who saw him? Yeah, that was the peak of it, right? It was the peak of it. The music, the DJ, I've had better. Yeah, I think I'm going on a bit too much now, but that's it, guys. Like, what a shame. Anyway, it was an experience. And I know people are wondering, why would you even go to an event like that, right? Because, I'm sorry, shortkins have been disrespecting us for way too long now. They've been disrespecting us. They've been taking the piss. And we've had enough, to be honest. And I know, preferably, a lot of women will say, oh, they want a tall man that looks like this. When you ask, like, what's your type, right? You know, stereotypically. But in reality, we go out with guys, like, based on their personality and their characteristics when you get to know them. I know there's some people that are really strict with, like, physique and looks, but most of us, average Joes and Janets, you know, we don't mind. Yeah, so we've just tired of the disrespect of short guys. Well, that was my reason anyway, do you know what I mean? For me, personally. Yeah, so it was really disappointing. They weren't measuring anybody at the door. I think most probably a lot of the tickets that were sold, it was women that bought the tickets. I think there must have been about 20 men in there, guys. I'm not even joking. 20 men and maybe 400 women.
You can't make this up.
What a joke.
You know, you ladies have been exposed because, yeah, you want tall guys, but you ladies could care less. What you really care about is if a guy's handsome or not, because you see it on dating apps, right? Because they mostly want to sleep with the guy. So when you're laying down, height doesn't matter. But this what you get. You went there looking for what you wanted. Of course, it was going to be 10-1 because most guys are not over 6 feet. And also, the guys that are over 6 feet can get whoever they want. I repeat, whoever they want. I repeat, the guys that you wanted can get wherever they want. So they're not going there.
Women were so unsatisfied with the 6 foot plus party is because the only men that would actually go to that event are the men that they wouldn't be attracted to.
These uncles, bold, you got big, you got this, you got that, but the only thing they have to them is height.
And another reason is for men. If you're 6'2" and that's what women love about you, Why would you go to a place where everyone's 6'3" and above? Like, you're actually throwing away a massive advantage. Yeah, so in my opinion, I think that's why it flopped. I would have gone myself, but it's a bit too far and I have self-respect. But I still think it's an interesting idea and it just needs a few final touches before it's perfected.
Yeah. It's never going to work. It's always going to be 10-1 because, like you said at first, the guys that they wanted there are not coming.
Where all the men were 6 foot tall and over. What were you guys thinking? Did you guys think that because a man has longer limbs, a long torso, by default he has faith in God? If you want that, he's financially sorted. He has a good job, good character, good hygiene. Good friendship circle, good family. You guys think that height, literally like a longer skeletal system, makes up for a man's character? You guys just went there. Like, you guys, I'm hearing that the event wasn't free. So you brought out your cards details or your Apple
like
Pay,
the dating events.
and you paid to go to an event where the criteria for the men was just be over 6 feet tall.
They
I
did.
keep telling you guys that the bar is competing with Satan's armpit in hell. The bar has plummeted the earth's crust. Because is this what we're doing now, ladies? Because Valentine's Day is next week. Can we stop? Stop it. Like, just we need the trumpet.
Yes. You need to drop it. But this man, he points out what it really is. How about we get back into it, y'all?
All over the timeline, this Land of the Giants party or invitation, as far as, the men were supposed to be medium, a minimum height of 6 feet. And that was supposed to be the whole hook. Like, it's catered towards tall men. And they said that it sold out for women tickets in seconds. And what did that tell you? It tells you that this idea that women are decentering men is nothing more than a myth.
Of course it is.
Idea of pick-me's. Every time the internet says something from a woman's perspective about what they believe, what they think, how they feel about men, it's always proven wrong because women do not stand on anything. This is what they like. 6 feet tall men, you think that women are not about men. Decentering men is not a thing. Women don't have a life without men. This party, which was supposed to be catered towards 6 feet men, sold out on women's tickets in seconds. And if you look at the reviews of the party, they said that there were hardly any 6 feet men even there, but there were boatloads of women. Why? Because women are obsessed with men, and they're obsessed with men that are considered better than them. So this idea that women don't want men, women hate men, all of that nonsense that you hear all the time, it's trash. Because whenever women are expected to stand on it, it's not real. Women are obsessed with men. They're obsessed with men being better than them. They'll tell you that, men ain't gonna do this, men ain't gonna do that. My preference is this, my preference is that. At the end of the day, they don't stand on it because they don't believe it. Every time they will fold when it comes down to what they truly are attracted to. Men who are better than them are their preference, and they will show up every time. This idea that this male loneliness epidemic, but somehow none of the men were really 6 feet tall, but all of the women came there and hosted that. So there was like 90% women and 10% men. But you're trying to continue to convince us that there's a male loneliness epidemic. But you guys are always the ones that pack out thirsty for men. But you continue to try to show us that we're lonely, but you guys show up to everything and you pay for it. So not only are you showing up en masse, but you're spending your money. You show it at every event when it comes down to what you think men are, where you think men are going to be. But you continue to push this narrative that men are lonely. But you guys pack out these areas and pay to be packed out in areas for men where men don't even show up. So what it tells you is that men don't want you. They're not lonely. You're lonely because you keep trying to put in the effort to get them, and they're not even showing up, even when it is their their event. 6 feet men don't want y'all. And if you look at the women who are giving the reviews for this, it's understandable. It's the same reason why men don't show up to singles events. It's the same thing. These women don't know their level, and they think because they're women, automatically every man that they like is going to like them. And you continue to see the results that men don't want y'all. They're not lonely. We're not lonely. You're lonely. And even the men who do want y'all only want y'all in the way that they want y'all. And it's not the way you want to be wanted. But you continue to try to push this narrative that that's the men that's lonely. And y'all fall on y'all word every time. Y'all never stand 10 toes down. These center men. Men are going to have to meet these standards. But as soon as you hear a sniff of where you think men are going to be, y'all run and pay for it. And it's not even an American thing. This is a London thing.
Yeah.
So you could
everywhere
guess how bad it was going to be in America.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
but
crazy.
That's why I say don't let these women tell you this garbage, because they're not about that life. For every woman talking nonsense about hating men, there's 100 women wishing they could get the man that other girl just said that she hated. They're not about that life. Land of the Giants proved it, and every other singles event's proved it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that these women don't know that they're undesirable because nobody ever tells them.
Lie to them.
But your behavior shows you that you are, and your results show you that you are. Male loneliness epidemic doesn't exist because y'all won't allow it to exist. Y'all will show up wherever men are going to be and cancel any epidemic that ever could be.
Yeah, this is an issue, lady, but there really is a female loneliness epidemic. He made a great point. You're in London. I'm sure it's happening also in Australia. It's happening not everywhere, not all parts of the world, but the modern woman parts of the world, it's happening.
So I'm hearing the 6 foot plus party didn't go well. I thought height was the way. I'm hearing it flopped. Why did it flop though? Those of you who went, talk to me. What was missing? I thought 6 foot plus. Oh my gosh, tall guys. You got the height that you were looking for. What else could you possibly need? I thought 6 foot plus was the only thing you needed. Okay. It's music to my ears. It's music to my ears. When I first saw them announcing 6 foot plus party, I nearly reported the post. But I thought, you know what? Let's just leave it. Let's see how this actually turns out. And it turns out, my God is awesome. That's what it will always turn out like that. 6 foot plus. You want to be superstar? You better get down. How about 6 foot plus?
In the room, the reason why that 6 foot plus party flopped, or that's what I'm hearing, is that I feel from the outside looking in, because I didn't attend, is that they failed to grasp the whole concept of 6 foot plus only. Why are you throwing a party of 6 foot plus only, but then you've got girls that are 5'2", 5'1", 5'3", whatever it is, attending? You gotta keep it consistent. You see how the Americans did it? Everyone was 6 foot and above. That way there's no stipulations.
That's a little off. I had to stop it. I couldn't let him keep talking. See, what the promoter was doing was he was trying to get the ladies to come. The promoter is actually genius. He knows the female loneliness epidemic is real. And he knows, because ladies had to buy a ticket. He know they were buying those tickets. He saw the dating event videos, I'm sure. The man was promoting it up and down TikTok like crazy. He did like 40, 50 videos to promote this thing. And it worked. He got him to show up, and spend that cash. 10-1. You ladies got to eat this. I'm sorry. Doesn't matter where you at. UK, US, you got to eat it. Because it would have happened in US there. It would have happened there too. Probably worse.
DJs were playing for themselves. Empty.
This is a perfect day to be on the 6 foot, man. What are you saying? 6 foot party? Bro, what in the BFG Big Friendly Giant party is that, bro? It just looks like people are just standing, just doing some lanky dance. You know them lanky people that just Monsters University. I don't know, bro. Like, guys are just standing personality, bro. This is why, like, guys' whole personality is being 6 foot. These are the type of people that will have sit in their bio. Allow it. With some Mike Wazowski ass build, bro. Like what? Like all legs, no torso, no waist. Like, bro, this is what I'm saying, bro. We run the world, man. I can't like that party looks so rubbish. It looked like barely anyone turned up as well. Like a long neck, like the whole height is most of their neck, like one ostrich, bro. And they'll think, "God, allow it, man."
To my attention from several TikTok reviews that the 6 foot and over Land of the Giants party didn't go as well as planned. And I can't say that I feel an ounce of sympathy for anyone who went, because when I tried to get a ticket, it was sold out. I tried to get a ticket as soon as I was alerted that such an event was taking place. What do you mean 6 foot and above entry for the guys? Well, I'm there. Sign me up. I'm 5'9", baby. You know I'm there. I would have been the first one there, bro. I would have camped there overnight. So as soon as I was alerted about the event, I ran on the site trying to get me a ticket. It said no tickets available. I said, Jesus Christ. I was gutted. I was ready to do anything. I would have done security. I would have got an SIA badge. I would have been bar staff. I would have been a cleaner. I would have done I would have been in the toilets, like, selling perfume. I would have done anything to get myself in there. So, to see these reviews, you know, the maddest thing is, these reviews don't put me off, though. I still want a ticket to the next event. Because I just feel like the more people are hearing about it, maybe more 6 foot plus guys are going to be like, oh, well, I'd love to be part of the people that make the event better next time. That's what I'm hoping. That is what I'm hoping, because I will be there.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.